be ready to go. Yep. Just have to pay attention to when my timer is done booting up. Greetings! I'm gonna take it a little bit easy today, just do a bunch of talking and anyway. He's gonna talk a little while while we farm the infinite Z-A Royale. I've been farming it for like most of the day already. The only difference is that now I just have people to talk to in the meantime. We still need to make a bunch of progress, but we are getting somewhere. Oh yeah, also the elephant in the room is there. I need to find a nickname for him, but I'm very glad to have him at all. Now I've named a shiny Gallade Bedivere in Pokemon Go, but I'm not sure if I wish to reuse that nickname here. I'll have to think about that. Come on, dude. Man, that Nintendo Direct was really nice. Like the Kirby Air Riders one. There was a bunch of shit I just hadn't expected. I'm very happy to see that. Like, I kind of figured at top right just wouldn't return. And then lo and behold, he basically says, yeah, we had so much content already, like, in the game. would have been forgiven for excluding it. So anyway, here's top right. Wrong move. Also, the fact that it's getting a story mode is at least intriguing. I'm not sure what to expect from it. I suspect it'll be a pretty simplistic one, but I am excited. Rats. Ah, well, we only missed out on like a bunch of points. Could have become a reward battle, but I mean, well, would have worked towards a reward battle, but doesn't matter too much. You say that, but I don't think I've ever seen you at the Royale, dude. Fucking poser, man. Coffee drinkers truly are the fakest people around. Truth nuke. Alright, let's just head to a Pokemon Center so there's an easily accessible bench. Then get right back to the night and then continue fighting. Maybe I should stream some funky Kirby games soonish. I had fun streaming Air Ride when we did, but there's an elephant in the room as to why I'm not streaming that one any further right now. Also, it's kind of interesting that Sakurai straight up said, like, we're not planning any DLC, we're planning to make the game like a feature complete on launch. This isn't going to be a series, or like, he's not making it with a follow-up in mind, it's just, this is the game, I want to make it the best it can be. That is a mentality that's honestly kind of missing in the industry. Like, saying it's not going to be a series, that's so like something mixed, so to speak. But the mentality of like, hey, we have this one shot, so we're going to make it the best it can be. I hate how rare that's become. Are you joking? She just went straight to my location without being able to see me, that's why. So anyway, I hope you've been doing well. paralyzed. At some point I need to invest in so many healing items that I don't even need to think about it before hitting the auto heal button. Soon we should also start working on setting everything up for that next Pokemon roleplay attempt thing. It's gonna be a thing. Indeed. I think I have plenty of money right now. Yeah, I have like 2 million per day, so that's pretty respectable. So if you could, let's see, 1 second. Gotcha. Now if, whatchamacallit, immune to those, that's annoying. If you had a shiny God of War, what ball would you put in if you had full choice? Like if every ball type available. Like, I think personally, like, the Lure Ball was a really great fit in my game. But then with God of War, there is the concern of the Mega having a black dress. So that also kind of makes a, whatchamacallit, a Premier Ball a pretty good fit. But then the Lure Ball is more of a flex, so it's like, you know what I mean? Come on. So dumb. This is what happens when you play the game all day while keeping your brain off for the majority of it. I definitely am becoming a bit more sloppy now that I'm trying to rush as many battles as possible. But that, I guess it's just a consequence of playing as much as I have. Beautiful. But yeah, after the stream is done, if you have like an hour to spare, you should really watch that Nintendo Direct, like the Air Riders Direct. It's so good. At least I think so. Big Kirby fans, so you know it is. I was very pleasantly surprised with some of the characters they've shown in Rebel, as well as one of the sickest vehicles, just in general. Like, oh my god, it looks so nice. There's a vehicle that's this. It's called the Transform Star, and if you do a certain input, it can swap between being a bike and just flying, and it is so cool. Like, it's so cool. All right, fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, did you hear my earlier question about like what ball you'd think is best for whatchamacallit? For shiny God of War? Because like with Gallade, it's pretty obviously the lower ball, I feel. But with God of War, the black color and the Mega kind of has its own whatchamacallit, has its own pool that makes a premier ball about as valid an option as well. Oh right, I meant luxury. What was I saying? Premier? That's a like one. I'm a dipshit. The only time when I like explicitly go for opposite colors is if it's a pair like Zekrom and Reshiram. It's like I do think there's something charming about putting Reshiram in a premier ball and Zekrom in a premier ball. Did I fucking say premier twice again? Why can't I say luxury? Oh my god. I literally am Haruka Igusa Blue Archive. I cannot accept luxury. I still can't believe we are finally getting a Magical Girl event in Blue Archive. I'm so extremely excited. Wait, what? I may be lying a little in the sense that I do treat myself a little bit too much with sweets and such. That is a genuine sin I need to work on. But that's neither here nor there. I'll have to put this one on the team just for experience. And then I'll have to reset its EVs later. Yeah, that turbo controller was putting some work in overnight. Oh, and I have to train her too. I think the Moonball is an okay fit for the actual appearance of Shiny Florges, but I think it's a great fit in the context of the nickname I gave her. Your king always speaks truth, so it only makes sense. Ah, fuck. Okay, she can evolve already, let's go. I should make sure to also read the FGO event much sooner than later, because it does have a bunch of stuff with Theseus, and God knows I've been wanting him in the game for literally years at this point, like many years. Okay. Before he was announced, Theseus was probably the historical mythological figure I wanted in the game most. So I should really actually go and check the event out soon. It's just that, like, after playing Blue Archive for a little while, I still like FGO a lot. The issue is that FGO is a lot less efficient with its writing, in the sense that they very much like to go on tangents, say stuff that isn't particularly relevant, that kind of stuff. And it's like, it can be fun if it's like on a subject you already like, for example, then it can be very interesting to see little historic tangents and such. Or it can be the most boring thing of all time when a Chinese literally Who character once again does nothing and then proceeds to be written out of the story immediately, as was the start of this event, so it's like, you know how it is. Like, there's a lot I love about FGO, but I really wish that the events would be a little bit more efficient in their writing. At least, like, the sort of lesser events. Like, with big events that are basically just main story chapters in disguise, with those, it's almost always entirely on point. With something like some random event that's not unserious enough to be a joke event, but not serious enough to be a big deal, you kind of get stuck in this limbo. Let's intentionally not make it a sneak attack. We were caught off guard. It's not like I was standing literally right next to her and running towards her. Oh dear, she she does not want me to fight anyone else at this right now. It just keeps happening. Hey, you haven't been at the Infinite Super Battle something. I'm gonna fix that. Are they? Did they seriously do some cheeky shit with Azrael? Honestly, I like some Shinsengumi well enough. Like Okita, for example, is great. Most of the early Shinsengumi characters, in particular, were quite good. I think the bit has run its course. I don't hate Gura, but I don't like that it's a yearly thing when fucking Halloween, for example, got shafted for so many years. I'm so glad that we are back in full swing with Liz. Unironically, like, if you're not a Liz enjoyer, I don't think you should be playing FGO. Like, then at that point you're not the target audience, considering she is wonderful. Yeah, I see what you mean in the image. At the very least, it's clap-baked as well. Like, I'm not sure if it's like an explicit link, but it does seem like one of those things where it's like, please clap, and it's like, no, I don't really want to. So at the very least, there's probably some annoying link. Ooh, a level ball. Now that's one of the nicer looking ones. Okay, so here's a hot take that, like, I don't see many people agreeing with, but I think I'm 100% right in it. I don't give a single shit about King Hassan. I think the nickname King Reddit in particular suits him really well. Like, holy fuck, what a nothing character. So I'm not too surprised that a character so deeply linked to him like Azrael would also suck ass. Because, again, I do not give a shit about King Hassan. Like, he is so fucking boring. There is nothing to him, man. Like, he is the embodiment of the straw man against, like, stoic characters, if you know what I mean. Like, sometimes people talk about stoic characters as if it's like, oh, but by definition there's nothing to them, or whatever, like, oh, they're just the boring this and that, and it's like, no, that's not really true. And then you look at King Reddit and he is literally just exactly what people are describing. It's like, yeah, I guess you got something to be right about that. Like, what a waste of fun. Now, I will say that, like, King Hassan isn't the character I hate most. I'm not sure what it is, but the one that really just gets under my fucking skin is Shin Huangdi, or Shin... what's it called? Shin Si Wang? Or something like that. You know, the first Emperor dude, you know, the... You know how we have Oberon as, like, the gay but cool Mothman? Fucking Shin Huangdi is the... just the bad one. Easily the inferior Mothman. Just... ugh. Everything about him just irks the shit out of me. It's like, it's so weird that you just know Urabuchi can do really great shit. Like, he can do wonderful work if he puts his mind to it. And then his Lost Belt is just the most phoned-in thing of all time, where it's like, yeah, okay, guess he didn't really care about the opportunity to write in one of the biggest gacha games on the market. Oh god. Like, when Lost Belt 3 is easily my least favorite main story in the entire game. I'm not sure if, like, an event got under my skin more, but Lost Belt 3 is the most paint-by-number shit in the entire game. It's just the nothing ever happens Lost Belt. Like, the premise wasn't even so bad, where it's like, ooh, okay, you're on the back row the entire time because you're poisoned going into it. You're at a severe disadvantage, you need to get something from there in order to, frankly, survive. And then there's just no actual pressure there. It's just some awful Emperor dipshit that lacks any charisma, then just throwing a complete fit because he thinks you're, like, corrupting the youth or whatever by spreading poetry. It's like, this is stupid. Like, this is genuinely stupid. What a waste of, like, an alt history scenario. Like, what a waste of that alt history scenario. The first Chinese emperor becoming immortal like he wanted. There is some... You can do stuff with that, you know? But, like, they kind of just didn't do anything with it. I liked LB7 well enough, but it is certainly a step down from whatchamacallit, Lost Belt 6. Like, no questions asked. I think, honestly, a lot of LB7's enjoyment literally just comes from the question, do you think talking dinosaurs are funny? And I'm gonna be real, dinosaurs playing football is the funniest fucking shit to me, so... to me personally, LB7 was pretty alright. I didn't have a bad time reading it, and when it got real, it got pretty interesting, like, with the entire Ort thing. Like, I think Ort is one of the neater things about, like, all the type of boomer shit. But if you don't, like, care for the bit that, oh, it's a dinosaur and he's playing football, look at him go. Which, to be fair, part of that is presentation. Like, Lost Belt 7 would be amazing if there was, like... I think that's the type of stuff for which you need animations. Like, you need animations of the dinosaurs playing football and stuff to really bring the bit home. If it's just like the whatchamacallit, If it's just the pictures and the text, you have to put in most of the work yourself for it to work out. And that is certainly asking the reader something. Okay, I don't fully agree with Ort as pandering and such. I think it's entirely fair to bring him in as one of the major things we'd have to face. Because... how do I put this? You know how the Ort belt is like the final part of the solar system, yeah? I think the entire concept of Ort is actually really good, in the sense that it's this one final barrier between humanity and being able to truly explore space. Where it's like, if this final boss of sorts is defeated, that's when humanity will be ready to truly live amongst the stars. I think that is really, really fucking cool. I think that is genuinely clever. I think it's a good concept. And I do think it's actually executed quite well. How do I put this? But yeah, like, I will say that in this case, it was a weakened Ort, kind of just there to show just how fucked Ort would be if he was at full power. I think he was a good, like, final Lost Belt obstacle. The only thing that makes it a bit rough, in my opinion, is that this. Oh, if the Lost Belts not being the finale after all, like Lost Belt 7, them being followed with filler call or deal stall or whatever you'd want to call it. I still need to fucking get to Ordeal Call 1. But because Lost Belt 7 really should have been the finale, or like the second to last thing, it creates a situation where you have this like great metaphorical, like, yeah, how do I put this? You have the imagery, right, of like the final challenge, and then you decide to just stall it out for a while longer. I think that's real bad. Like, that undermines the Ort thing significantly more than Ort being literally weakened. Like, Ort being weakened and then becoming like the big finale of LD7, I think that's entirely fine, as it was here. But I don't like that they basically pull out the big gun and then say, yeah, no, we changed our mind, we're gonna keep this going for a while longer. Come on, mate. Just commit one way or another. I genuinely do love FGO, but I do think it's for the best that it looks like EOS is kind of in sight. If they make an FGO 2, I'll be entirely down for it, but it does need, like, significant improvements from its very start. Like, good. Like, a huge issue that FGO has had from the very beginning literally is like the very fundamentals of the engine, because that game really surviving at all in its initial state is a fucking miracle. Hiya, Joey. Like, FGO in its original state was so fucking bad that that everyone was like, oh my fucking god, is this what we put our work down for? Like, at Type Moon, everyone, apparently at Type Moon, from my understanding, everyone basically had to, like, prioritize the FGO project. Then the game released, and then they were like, what the fuck is this garbage? why why did we put work into this when the game itself is dog shit? Like, it needed like immediate and huge fixing from the very start, and so a lot of the issues the game has to this day are like years overdue. And like a lot of it is like it's been getting fixed, but it's like, yeah, okay, it got fixed 6 years into the game's life. What the fuck? Oh yeah, said Cerno. Don't think I've seen you around here before. Happy to have you here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's entirely fair. Like, which one of my bros are you again? Oh, hey, nice. I'm glad to have you here. Yay, yay. Oh, I have to remember that. You know, I say that, but I also know that my memory is so bad that that's a dubious thing to ask myself. The thing with Sapphire is like, how do I put this? I would be extremely fine with Sapphire not being the one they go with for such a like grand filter role. If they finally make the next fucking Xtella game. But I will say that like, Samurai Remnant was an amazing game, so I'm very happy they made that. But like, please do make another Xtella game. Like, Xtella Link kind of bothers me a little bit, because it's a very good game, and at the same time, it has the exact fucking issue that Senran Kagura Estival Versus had, where instead of actually continuing the story, they decided, yeah, let's make a fucking in-between game where nothing ever happens, and then we won't make the next game where something is supposed to happen. Like, Jesus Christ, I have a genuine grudge against Senran Kagura Estival Versus, and I think they then like dropped a bunch of more stuff into like the swimsuit water gun game, and it's like that's kind of when Senran Kagura jumped the shark for me, and I kind of lost a lot of like love for it, which genuinely saddens me that was the last thing they really made. Like, I despise that Sony killed that franchise, but I really think that Senran Kagura made a gigantic mistake when they wanted to go for an overarching story. Because if you make like a big overarching story, you do not get the story. Like, this is like extremely important. This is something that it really irks the shit out of me. Whenever like a series gets big, it really just pisses me off when they decide, okay, you know this like big story thing you want to happen? The stuff that we've been teasing and all that? We are not gonna do it! We are not gonna do it. Fuck you. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? Tell an actual story. Like Senran Kagura Burst and Senran Kagura 2, wonderful stories. Like, extremely good. Shinobi, I think it was Shinobi Versus, or whatever the first PSP one was. It was significantly weaker already, and then Estival Versus just felt like it was pissing in my mouth and calling it rain. It genuinely really hurt me. Like, the thing is was that like I didn't hate Estival Versus too much when I first played it, but the more it sank in what happened, or more importantly what didn't happen, I genuinely got really annoyed by it. I really, really don't appreciate like stalling. Like, don't get me wrong, it's important to like smell the flowers along the ways. But if you're doing nothing but smelling the flowers for like the entire lifespan of the game, Christ. Hiya Snag, I was just talking shit about Senran. How Senran Kagura was handled. Like this, a fun fact, Snag is actually one of my like longest lasting online friends, and we met through Senran Kagura. But yeah, like, it genuinely really annoys me how Senran Kagura Burst and Senran Kagura 2 are something genuinely special, and a lot of that comes from them being willing to just tell a story and have it be complete by the end of it. I really, really, really do not appreciate this thing so many games do, where they just don't want to finish the story and start. Yeah, it's like I really do despise it so into it. But like with Estival, I think how do I put this? A setup game, it's not necessarily despicable, let's say, but it also you don't know when your series is going to end. You don't know when your game is going to be the last one. It's like I think it's too easily taken for granted that, oh, we'll just make the next game and in that one we'll fix it or whatever. And yeah, as was evident with Senran Kagura especially, you don't know what's going to happen. So don't make a game that's explicitly incomplete. It's everything, literally everything that's done in video games. Like every model made, every every story chapter added, every model made, everything in that, every adjustment to gameplay even, it costs something. And it feels like too many things are like taken for granted to the point where it's like it really actually hurts me. Like this is a weird comparison, but these flat buildings, yeah? I'm glad these fucking buildings are flat, because it means the devs here did not waste time on, or like energy on superfluous shit that doesn't actually add anything to the game. Like, the game would literally be worse for it if they modeled these buildings out properly. And that's a hard stance, I believe in, because in that case you're sacrificing dev time, you're sacrificing performance, especially on the Switch 1, and when you're actually playing the fucking game, you are not noticing if these buildings are flat. I'm only ever looking at the fucking Pokemon and the trainers. Like, there is not a moment when I'm not explicitly thinking about it that I'm looking at these buildings. I'm not entirely sure what your point is, Ned. I don't believe I fully understand that. Like, what do you mean in tandem in this context? No, so the thing with that is, I actually agree with that. The thing is, that's what irks me, because they take those infinite chances, like those blank checks, for granted. Like that's where my issue lies. Like, it's good that they get a lot of chances, because that means more shit gets to be done. But I don't appreciate that they kind of just waste a lot of set chances. It feels like they're not treating everything like it matters. And sorry, if you're making something like this, either everything matters or nothing matters. And the more shit you put in that doesn't matter, then the closer everything that should matter gets to just not matter. I'm not sure if I'm conveying all my points exactly right, but I am genuinely quite passionate. I really don't appreciate time wasting, energy wasting, resource wasting, all that crap where it's like, come on. It's... Don't waste my time or your resources. I don't really think that's actually true in this particular case, Snag. Maybe I don't know enough about the structure of Marvelous, but I don't particularly get the feeling they had multiple teams working on Senran Kagura. Genuinely, one of the reasons that, I don't believe that there is such a thing as too big to fail. I believe that once something gets too big, it becomes inevitable that it fails. And a lot of it does come from this mentality that, like, you need to put out shit for the sake of putting out anything at all. I think that is a really bad mentality that hurts everything. I mean, that's fair, but I don't know if that specifically applies to like Senran Kagura here, or just Marvelous as a whole, you know what I mean? And like, if they couldn't get, if they couldn't get 7 done on time to begin with, and they don't necessarily have a second team for it, which I have no indication that they would have a second team for it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I fully agree with this. It's like, I don't know, man. I have such a strong distaste for filler stuff. By the way, I'm sorry if like this entire conversation is not chill at all. I mean, you say that, but I think this. Yeah, in your own comparison here already, you're literally comparing it to a series that is completely failing right now. And it's like, there's enough people eating it up. But at the same time, it's absolutely a shell of its former self. Not just artistically, but also financially. So I don't think that's entirely right. Alright, it's really starting to get into sight. You'll love to see it. I was just out for a nice midnight jog is one of those quotes that, like, makes him seem like one of those people who will soon have his family grifting, his family grifting on the national news media with, like, old high school photos. I don't know, I don't really agree with that. It's like... I think... what was it called? I think Acolytes or whatever? It's one of those things where... It's a bubble that's, like, rapidly shrinking. And, like, sure, they can throw in a Luke or a Vader once every so often in order to inject more money into it, sure. The issue is that that's not really actually sustainable. Like, just because they're doing that doesn't mean that these shitty projects will actually make any real profit in the end. Because unless you do that with literally every project you make, it's not really gonna happen like that. Because, like, I think Acolyte was, like, I think that was the name of it. It was this genuinely embarrassing failure that not even the fans would eat up. They're making a lot of shit like that. I really don't think the state of Star Wars is actually sustainable in any capacity. I didn't get to read the dumb shit Snag set. I regret reading it now that I have. I really do think they should have gone for, like, a cuter police model. A woman, like, I think it's a crime that the police women in this aren't, like, smaller and with skirts. Like, it's very easy to make a police woman outfit extremely cute, so it's a shame they didn't. I still can't believe they made the fucking black characters all obsessed with jogging. Like, I think Yasimf is the only one that isn't talking about jogging. Yasimf truly is one of the good ones. I actually saw a pretty interesting point earlier today. That your simp actually does literally act like a fairy in a mythological sense. Yeah, your old Japanese policewoman uniform, which sadly seems to have been phased out now, which is awful. That stuff is awful. Oh god, yeah. Sometimes it's like easy to forget that there is a genuine audience for frankly dog shit. Like, I can't believe that there are people that watch the crap they do. Like, oh god, I remember fucking that Cruella de Vil movie. Like, I was laughing about how genuinely just stupid it was that her backstory was her backstory is that her mom actually got killed by the guard dog Dalmatian of some fucking random fashion woman or whatever, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. And I was laughing about how awful that was, and then my fucking dumbass sister, I shouldn't insult her like that, but like my normie sister, one of my normie sisters goes like, dude, don't spoil it. And it's like, are you even listening to how fucking dumb this is? Like, sorry, if you're eating slop, I don't care about like spoiling what the aftertaste is. What the fuck are you doing wanting to watch this? Like, what are you doing? Like, God, people are really not critical enough of the media they consume. Like, Jesus Christ, that's the kind of thing that, like, the moment it was proposed, whoever proposed it should have been just fired on the spot. Like, what are you doing? No, I will say it's nice that Hassan currently is just, like, screaming at his audience constantly about how much he hates everything, how much he hates streaming, how much he hates being online, whatever. It's like, yeah, I'm glad that you're miserable. You deserve it. Snag. Yeah, if you're going to like watch something ironic, like purely ironically, at the very least, don't pay for it. Like, can we at least agree to that, please? If you're going to hate watch it, do it on a shady site, please. Just, why are you funding this trash? Unless you're like explicitly a reviewer that wants to have it like out, wants to have like your opinion out, like within the first few days. Don't fucking do it. Don't. What are you doing? Yeah, EFAP is like EFAP is probably a better experience than a lot of these particular kinds of movies. I haven't really watched much EFAP in a long time. Like, they do sometimes say dumb shit, but as a whole, I do think they are broadly quite good. I know I've lost a fair bit of patience with them just because, like, I used to listen to them while effectively like commuting or doing my old delivery job. So now that I'm not doing a lot of stuff involving just dead time, where I can't really be selective in what I watch either, I have much less of a niche to be watching them at. God, I can't believe that EFAP started all the way when I still had that delivery job, actually. Like, that's like at least 5 years ago. I think longer than that. It's been around 6. And like, I remember listening to a fair bit of EFAP doing that too, so like, that must have been out for quite a while. Dude, can you get into, like, literally any other position, please? Okay, okay. Oh yeah, I do reiterate, like, for the love of God, don't waste. Like, it's... If you're going to make media of any kind, for fuck's sake, don't waste time. Don't waste my time, don't waste your time. Like, as a dev, please be efficient. Like, I'm not saying make something bare bones, that's the opposite of what I'm saying in some ways. I'm saying, if you add something, make sure it's meaningful. Like, the biggest issue I have with RPGs, in particular, is that a lot of the time, it does not feel like they actually respect the time of the player. Because, like, it feels like they always just include shit on a filler that doesn't actually add anything to the story. Like, stuff like side quests, first of all, make side quests optional. Don't make them, like, soft mandatory in that you don't get enough experience to actually do much of any of the stuff you want to do. Like, if you need to, like, get anywhere near the amount of experience you need to beat the game, if you don't side quest a lot, I think that's a really bad call. Like, that's an issue I have with, what was it? Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And that one I really hated how, like, you either, like, did the side quests or you were perpetually behind at all times. I think that kind of stuff is just real bad design. Like, I'm sorry. A side quest should be a side quest. An optional little thing. Like, a Digimon Story Time Stranger, I really appreciate that. There's a lot of reasons to be doing the side quests, and if you're not doing them, you are still not just getting... You're not getting, like, a locked experience-wise. I will say that, like, it does take too long to unlock megas, especially without doing side quests, but at least there's something... There's something to be done even if you're not doing every last optional thing. Like, if you're not doing the side quest much, at least you can just bump down the difficulty and it's like, okay, continue with the game that way then. With Xenoblade Chronicles 1, I think it's actually fucking offensively bad how it handles levels. Like, do you know what happens if you're under-leveled in Xenoblade Chronicles 1? Like, if you don't know how bad it is, your jaw is going to drop to the fucking floor when I tell you just how dog shit it is. Yeah, at least megas aren't required. But, like, in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, if you are, like, 3 levels below the enemy monster, or just the enemy whatever, you will start missing effectively all of your attacks. Just always. Like, no matter how high your other stats are, unless you pull some annoying shit with, like, oh, use this extremely high level a fucking accessory item thing that boosts your accuracy a lot at night. It's like you don't even get to fight the super bosses if you don't have that item. You're gonna miss every last attack. Fuck you. It's like, what the fuck? Why do you have a system like that? And it's like, I mentioned super bosses. That's like why that system is dodged in the end game, because it's like your level caps at 99. Super bosses will be at something like 120. So getting certain items to boost your accuracy literally isn't optional. And then the fucking thing with that as well is the same applies during the main story. So if you're not doing side quests to get a lot of experience along the way, you are just going to be fucked for literally no reason and will arbitrarily get picked. It's so shit. It's... ugh. It's so fucking awful. Like, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is an amazing game. I have a huge bone to pick with Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Like, and this is putting aside that I think the story of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 went to absolute shit the moment Skullface died. Or like Metalface, sorry. Like, the moment Metalface died, I think the story collapsed in on itself in the sense that I can't speak for others, but I lost my investment almost fucking immediately. Like, the moment the revenge story was resolved, it's like, okay, what now, dude? Yeah, I should still play the third Neptunia game. I played 1 and 2 and quite liked them. And I appreciate that, like, towards the... like, in the post-game of Neptunia, you can get a bunch of stuff that allows you to just, like, skip battles entirely. Like, yeah, I don't particularly like RPG gameplay to begin with, so I very much fucking appreciate that. Neptunia also gets a lot of points for being a bit tongue-in-cheek. Like, I appreciate that it doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, it takes itself seriously, but what it's in the sense that it doesn't undermine itself, but it's doing ridiculous stuff, and I think that's, like, a good combination. Like, if you're going to do ridiculous stuff, own it. Personally, I don't care one way or another about Transformers, but I hate when people wank that line where it's like, John Cena going, dude, they're called Decepticons. Why did we trust them, or something like that? And it's like, okay, if you shouldn't you shouldn't draw attention to the fact that it's stupid, because when you do that, you take just everyone out of the experience. True. Like, don't undermine your own, like, universe as you're doing whatever you're doing. Personally, I'm a stickler for it, for this kind of stuff. I genuinely do think that... I think one of my favorite tones in oh my gosh, she really wants to keep fighting me infinitely. Oh my god. Like, I really don't like when the tone of anything is like wacky and ironic. Oh god, don't fucking do that ever. Ooh, nice. I hope it'll be lovely. Personally, I still have no investment in Nika at all, but I know you dweebs enjoy it, so I hope it'll be good for you. God, your Simp is such a good theme. One of the only games in which I really appreciate the fourth wall being broken a lot is fucking Kid Icarus Uprising, because in that game it really creates a unique tone that actually quite works, where it takes itself seriously when the stakes go up, but at the same time it's willing to constantly show that the main characters are effectively dorks. Like, the characters are dorks, but they take the situation they're in seriously. Even if they are fucking around and saying stupid shit a lot of the time, they're not going like, "Whoa, Hades, you're such a poopy butthead. Fuck you, dude." Like, they're not doing stuff like... They're not doing stuff like having someone fall for obvious shit and then going like, "Wow, you fell for the obvious shit, haha." The only case in which they do something like that I remember is actually a case that is funny, because it's Magnus saying like, "Yeah, that treasure chest is obviously a trap, don't fucking touch that, dickhead." And if you do, as the player specifically, decide to touch that anyway, then Pit says, I can't help myself." But that's funny because it's your action as a player. Oh, nice heavy ball. I love having heavy balls. Yeah, honestly, Kid Icarus Uprising is the best example of a game that doesn't take itself seriously and works for it. Well, it takes itself seriously when it has to. I think... How do I put this? Okay, you know, I think I've found a proper way to phrase it. I think the issue a lot of the time is that things want to have it both ways. Like, the issue isn't strictly that, hey, I want to make jokes, or the issue isn't I want to have a serious story. The issue is that a lot of the time with these kinds of things, they want to simultaneously make those dumb jokes and have a serious story, and they don't remotely bother to keep those at least segregated enough that you don't notice the contradiction constantly. And that's a big issue that a lot of media right now has. Like, millennial media is fucked, straight up. Yeah, exactly, like, I really don't appreciate it as well when it's like, stupidity is something out of character for a joke or whatever. It's like, if a character is dumb when the stakes are low, it gets smart when the stakes are high, I don't like that. I do not like that. If it's like, please be consistent about it. For God's sake. Like, sorry if this is a very rambly stream. I know I'm not being like 100% coherent. And that's just one of those things that makes for impromptu conversation about these things. It's like, I didn't plan on having this conversation going in, funnily enough. easy. I don't like that Galarian Slowbro does not get to Mega Evolve. They really should have a Mega Evolution here when they had the chance. Similarly, it's like, I'm glad that Cleavor is returning in the DLC from my understanding, but why not give Cleavor a Mega? Come on. It is plenty to work with there, I feel. Whoa, 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 whoa. Kid Icarus is a masterpiece. I really do love Sakurai's work. I can't wait for Air Riders. Alright, let's do one more. Let's work our ways towards one more reward battle. And that. I heard a shiny noise. Okay, we'll do one more reward battle, then figure out where the shiny noise came from. And then I'll probably call it. Oh, it's another shiny Fletchling. I mean, I already have a shiny Fletchling from earlier, but I guess with that in mind, if someone else wants a shiny Fletchling, I'd be willing to give it away later. I mean, I will say with like Zoroark, I like the Hisuian variant. I don't really care for including Zoroark if you don't include its ability though. Like, the dude has one job, like why aren't you allowing him to do his job? Yeah, same Snake, same. I will say, just unambiguously, Lucario had the way better movie than Zoroark. Like, I've been re-watching all the Pokemon movies with some bros, and the Zoroark movie was so much worse than I remembered it being. Like, oh my god, it was so bad. It was a movie where for half the movie there is no movie. Like, there's just a big gap in the middle of the movie where it feels like nothing happened. Also, like, it starts with some Kino Zorua mischief, and then after that is just... I don't mind that Zorua is being bratty in it, but, like, it's not even the fun kind of bratty. Like, at the start of the movie, when it's, like, fucking around with, like, some Caesar and stuff. Alright, see you for a bit. But, like, with stuff like the way he was fucking with a Scizor and, like, just imitating it, mischievous grinning and, like, and messing with it, just doing stuff to irk the other Pokemon around it. It's like, okay, that is interesting, that's a nice escape sequence. I hope this movie keeps this up. I hope, like, this strong start means a strong movie. Then There's no like Zoro shenanigans proper for the rest of the movie, so it's like, what was the point? And like, it's not even like a movie where Zorok gets to be cool, because Zorok is locked up for most of the movie. Like, Zorok is just literally not in her own movie for the majority of the runtime. It's so obnoxious. With that movie is probably the worst Pokemon movie that I've seen so far. Which is a genuine shame, because I actually quite like Zorok. I don't agree that Zorok is like cooler than Lucario, but I think Zorok is very much worthy of being in the same sort of range as Lucario. No, this was genuinely a Zorok movie issue. Like, this was something that went beyond, like, an issue with Ash. This was really bad. Like, a lot of the movies actually do at least have pretty nice pacing. Like, for example, one that was really surprisingly good in my opinion was the Keldeo one, which is so fucking funny because the Keldeo movie sorry, I keep making the joke, but it's no longer a joke, I think. Okay, what I was saying was like, I don't think there's any inherent issue with Ash being the focus in these movies. Like the Keldeo movie, for example, was actually like surprisingly good, and that's really funny in the context of how broken the lore in that one is. Like, the fucking Keldeo movie is so non-canon it hurts in how it treats Kyurem in particular. At the same time, it's actually got like really good pacing. A lot is happening at like most times, and there's actually like a proper arc to what Keldeo is doing. Yeah, she really wants me to like slip up and lose. Though soloing her with a dragon feels quite appropriate. I'm doing something that Laban can't even imagine doing. No, like, the Keldeo movie genuinely was a wonderful surprise, all things considered. It's like, it's actually having a proper hero's journey to whatever the fuck Keldeo was doing, even if it was a very strange one that, like, doesn't suit canon at all, actually made it a good watch experience. And frankly, like, after this Zorok movie, I'm not taking it for granted that it's a good experience to watch these movies sometimes. Oh my god. I genuinely actually do quite like Ash as a protagonist. Like, I appreciate that there was this genuine sense of continuity. Though I do think that, like, in some seasons they tried too hard to break that and it fucked it up. Like, from my understanding, the black and white anime really was dog shit. And a lot of that was just resetting Ash but then still keeping him. It's like, why? If you don't want to continue what Ash was doing, then don't continue what Ash was doing. If you want a fucking clean sweep, then don't do it with Ash. Like, you gotta commit to that, mate. I really don't like when things try to have it both ways. I'm getting poisoned. I don't have an inherent issue with Ash no longer being the protagonist, but I do think it's a shame that that continuity has been broken. Like, I really don't think it should be taken for granted that we had a continuous chain for so long. Because it's like, being able to like talk about the same character that you watched as a kid with like your own kids, there is something about that that's really... It doesn't just roll around frequently, especially if it like wasn't some decision that was forced. Like, too many series try from the very beginning to set themselves up as something that will last forever. Something that, like Pokemon, that organically became a forever series. That actually is something that's special. I think it's a shame that chain got broken. At the same time, I will say, I'm glad that they did actually finish his arc proper. Like, I'm glad that he basically achieved his goal before they got him out of there. It would have sucked if they decided to go for a different protagonist without actually finishing what he started. I guess, like, ideally, they would have probably, like, had Ash win in Sinnoh, or maybe even Kalos, and then ended it. No, I think, honestly, in Sinnoh, that would have been a good place. Considering that they clearly didn't want to actually have Ash be the same character as he was before. I think in Unova, I think that in Sinnoh he should have won. I think the thing that pisses me the fuck off in Sinnoh most, though, is what pisses everyone off. And that's just the guy with fucking Game Shark legendary spam just winning it. It's like, what do you mean Ash gets one of his best teams yet? And then he gets obliterated by a guy with a Latios and a fucking Darkrai? Are you kidding? Like, is there a reason he has a Latios and a Darkrai? No? Why is this guy that we've never seen before just there to cuck him out of a deserved victory? What are you doing? Like, that is such an offensively bad decision. Like, what were they actually thinking? Very nice. We are making rapid progress. Okay, so that does mean I'll probably be able to get it tonight, but probably not on stream. So that means that probably... I'm thinking that tomorrow I'll probably be back to streaming Time Stranger. Or either that, or I'll stream online matches. Because, like, I do want to reach A rank, just because it's actually surprisingly easy. At least reaching K rank for the Green Giant was surprisingly easy, so I assume that keeps going until A rank. Now, by now, I imagine a lot of players will have significantly better Pokemon, so I do wonder how that will affect things. once this particular night is over, I'll probably end the stream. I need to finish my fucking Blue Archive dailies. That's something I'll also have to fucking account for while doing this. Okay. I'm swearing a lot today, I'm sorry. I need to watch my language. I don't think swearing is inherently wrong, but I don't want to have too much of a sailor's mouth. Oh my god. Come on. Easy. I don't think I've hyper-trained this delay yet. I'll have to do something. Hey, hey. I'm doing alrighty. I'm almost done for the day here, I think. I'm getting like mighty close to the shiny charm. Like, look at this. Earlier today, it was like closer to 700, I think. So I think that I can actually get it done tonight. Like, I'll have to keep putting the work in even after the stream, and then I'll get it tonight. But yeah, like, I'm almost done for today, yeah. I'll probably like finish this particular night up, and then like the in-game night, and then I'll probably call it here for today. But yeah, I'm having a good time. One more fight, come on. One quickie, come on. Damn it. If you got 30 fights in one night, you get a multiplier of 3, so that is a little bit of a shame that I missed that. And this theme in particular has been stuck in my head, like, ever since I've been playing this game non-stop. Like, it's a really nice, just basic background theme, so to speak. Okay. I swear to God, if it's gonna be a synth again. It's someone I don't even remember. I wouldn't actually have an issue with it being Yasinth again, it would be hilarious. Indeed. She really wants those like actual infinite battles, man. Like, I think I faced Yasinth like 3 times today, And that is while she is like just about the only character you can just decide to instantly rebattle at any time. So I think she's got a strong opinion on what I should be doing. Ooh, my own Florgus is getting pretty high level now. Well, that's a suspicious way to raise that. Yeah. This moveset has not been updated at all. Come on, Coffee. Gotcha. One despite the moveset not being all that. Nice. Nice, nice. And already the bottles of calcium and like the vitamins are one of the lesser rewards. I really would have liked a special type of ball again. Alright, that being said, I love that moon ball on it. But yeah, like I'm really glad I got these two already. I'm gonna like continue farming for the shiny charm off stream now. I genuinely do think I'm going to make it tonight. I'll be keeping you dweebs updated on Twitter for that. But in the meantime, I genuinely hope you guys do have a lovely one. Peace. See you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure yet if we'll be doing Time Stranger or online battles. I'll